Gun 9 on your side, live at 10, starts right now.
It is still not clear if Arizona teachers will return to their classrooms tomorrow. A live look from the Senate floor right now.
Budget discussions in the Senate and the House continue on the Capitol in Phoenix, and so far they have not passed the bill that would guarantee more money for teachers, improvements, and support staff. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pat Paris.
And I'm Stella Inger. Well, it could be a very late night. It could be a very late night for legislative leaders in Phoenix. They still plan to pass a budget tonight. Yeah, the budget includes 10% of the promised 20% raise for teachers. Legislators will add another 5% for each of the next 2 years. The bill also includes $100 million for improvements in support staff. Organizers of the walkout movement are encouraging teachers to go back to class when legislators pass the budget. A controversial part of that plan would dramatically raise property taxes in the TUSD district. It would take money used for desegregation programs previously paid for by the entire state and put the majority of the burden on TUSD. Superintendent Gabriel Trujillo says a plan to make local taxpayers pick up the entire bill for the district's deseg costs doesn't seem fair.
The tax burden is inequitably shifted to Tucson Unified homeowners as compared to other desegregation districts.
And stay with the developing budget talks in the Capitol on our app. We'll continue to update you on teachers when they could be back and going back to class as well. Tonight, the Pima County Sheriff's Department is searching for two women who have been missing for almost 2 days. Jenny and Sachiki McClurg were last seen yesterday morning around 7:30. A 2015 white Nissan Altima is also missing from their home. Call 911 if you have any information about this disappearance. And 30 horses rescued from a property in Oro Valley, 4 of them in such bad shape they died. Others were transferred to the White Stallion Ranch in Marana for care. The horse's original owner now faces charges of animal cruelty and neglect. 9 on your side's Jennifer Martinez went to the White Stallion Ranch to see what's next for these horses.
22 horses now reside here at White Stallion Ranch in Marana. Pima County Sheriffs and Oro Valley Police removed 30 horses from their previous home Wednesday morning. 4 of them were euthanized and 4 others were taken away for serious and emergency medical care. Russell True, co-owner of the ranch, says while the horses were not malnourished, there were other issues.
The issues are really hoof care and safety of the environment where they were.
True says giving these horses corrective shoeing is important because an absence of hoof care may result in laminitis.
Is the lamina, which is the part that holds the hoof together. Itis means inflammation, and so it'll cause the hoof to separate.
If hooves aren't taken care of properly, it can end up being untreatable.
The other issue for them is they haven't been handled much, and that's an issue for being able to give them hoof care, vaccinations, and be able to put them back to work and give them a job.
And Russell says that while the horses are in a new location, one thing is for sure, they're all familiar with one another. If you would like to donate, please contact Equine Voices. In Marana, Jennifer Martinez, KGUN 9 on your side.
They put their lives on the line and make the ultimate sacrifice to protect the community. 8 Tucson police officers died while on duty since 1890s. Tonight, TPD held its annual Peace Officers Memorial Service. 9 on your side's Priscilla Casper reports their memories will never be forgotten.
Tucson police tonight honoring 8 officers who lost their life while on duty. 8 roses were placed on this memorial to honor their lives. A packed crowd of law enforcement from different agencies honoring the 8 lives who made the ultimate sacrifice while trying to protect our community.
Still suffering and mourning the loss of their loved one. Surround them with your presence and remind them of your love.
Since 1892, Tucson police has lost 8 officers while on duty. In 2003, Patrick Hardesty died while he was shot by a suspect while investigating a hit-and-run traffic accident.
It helps me to see that no one hasn't forgotten, because I remember each and every day.
His wife says that day was a loss for words.
He was a really great man, You know, I'm going to say that he was a great man. He was my Prince Charming. You don't get to see what they really do daily, but at least have some kind of understanding that they really are sacrificing themselves.
In 2008, Eric Height died when a suspect shot him. His wife says her and their daughter have come to the service every year since.
He really enjoyed every single day, putting on that uniform, getting out there, just fighting crime. You know, they're trained to do that and they love what they do.
Priscilla Casper, KGUN 9 on your side.
Funeral services start Friday for Nogales officer Jesus Cordova. He was shot and killed chasing a carjacking suspect last Friday. A viewing is Friday night at Nogales High School. Funeral mass is the following morning.
Officer Cordova's alleged killer, David Murillo, was in court today. He is now facing 39 charges in the string of carjackings that included the officer's death. He's being charged with armed robbery, impersonating a peace officer, and murder.
Aaron is taking a look outside.
It's pretty chilly out right now, 61 degrees, and those clear skies will allow our temperatures to fall off even further overnight. How low they'll go coming up.
And up next, a look at the night a shooter in Vegas killed 58 people at a music festival. Body cam video being released for the first time.
Plus a deadly plane crash in Georgia. Why that plane was headed here to Tucson. You're watching KGUN 9 on your side.
New video to show you tonight. Body cam video seen right here, just released, of police entering the Vegas gunman's hotel room for the first time. Stephen Paddock shot and killed 58 people at a country music festival last October.
The video shows police entering Paddock's room forcefully and then evacuating the floor of the hotel.
This video is the first to be released as a result of a February court order. Clark County Sheriff Joe Lombardo says more video clips and 911 calls will be released over the next several months.
And new video tonight shows the last seconds before a plane plummets to the ground in Scottsdale. This crash happened last month. 6 people died when the plane went down at the TPC golf course there. According to the NTSB, the plane's wings were nearly vertical when it started to plummet. The plane was headed from Scottsdale to Las Vegas.
Aaron, we've had some cooler temps, more on the way, and then a big warm-up.
And then a big warm-up. Yes, kind of our seasons are a bit confused here, but it is definitely springtime in Tornado Alley, Oklahoma. Central Oklahoma had some wild weather today and even tornadoes. We'll have your coast-to-coast temps coming up.
Aaron, thank you. Plus, why 6 Yuma prison guards were fired after a deadly riot in March. You're watching KGUN 9 on your side.
We're learning tonight a military plane that crashed in Georgia this morning was headed to Davis Monthan's Boneyard. The Air National Guard WC-130 from Puerto Rico that had been in Savannah, Georgia for maintenance. All 9 people on board were killed. It was flying to Tucson to be decommissioned. No word yet on the cause of that crash.
And 1 person has now died in the E. coli outbreak out of Yuma. Romaine lettuce grown there was recalled back in March. The recall has now expanded to 25 states. 121 people have gotten sick from the lettuce. The CDC is urging consumers not to eat any romaine lettuce unless you know exactly where it's from.
New information tonight about a prison riot in Yuma back in March. 6 guards have now been fired because of that incident. 1 inmate died when the inmates started attacking prison guards and setting fires. The guards were fired because they destroyed inmates' personal belongings on purpose after the disturbance was over.
Being a Border Patrol agent may actually be safer than being a local police officer or sheriff's deputy. Assault reports from 2016 show agents are about 1/4 as likely to be assaulted when compared to police and deputies. Only 1 Border Patrol agent has been killed since the beginning of 2015. Isaac Morales was killed in an off-duty bar fight when he identified himself as an agent. In that same period of time, 179 law enforcement officers were killed. Customs and Border Protection will be starting to test body cams for their agents.
They last tested them about 3 years ago and decided not to use them because of costs and technology limitations. Now, CBP says they'll pick those tests back up because of advancements in the technology. They plan to test the cameras at 9 locations, including here in the Tucson sector.
The tinder fire burning south of Flagstaff is still burning more than 11,000 acres. It started last week after someone left an illegal campfire burning. At least 30 structures have been destroyed by the flames.
While the tinder fire is just 12% contained, crews report significant progress since yesterday. The fire line did not spread much today, but it could become more of a problem as that part of the Coconino National Forest dries out.
Now, KGUN 9 on your side. First warning weather brought to you by Casino del Sol, the soul of Tucson.
I like your dress.
Thanks.
It's blue.
I like yours too.
Thanks.
Great minds think alike.
And Pat's got his blue tie on.
I do.
Yeah. Even though we're wearing blue, we're not feeling blue. The weather's nice.
No, but you know what? Maybe just because it was a little bit cooler.
Absolutely.
It kind of felt like winter again.
Mm-hmm. Just for a little bit.
Just a little, because then it's going to feel like summer as we head into the weekend. Mother Nature's got us all kinds of confused.
She can do whatever she wants.
Well, she's going to, that's for sure. Clear skies right now. We've got 60 degrees currently at the airport, but 48 is what we're expecting to drop to overnight. And those clear skies have a lot to do with it, because without the benefit of the clouds like what we had last night to trap in some of the heat that we picked up, relatively speaking, is going to re-radiate out of the atmosphere very quickly. Also bringing us some of the cooler air is the fact that we're on the backside of the cold front now. So all that cold, heavy, dense air starting to settle into the low-lying areas of the valley. Our high this afternoon, 72 degrees. That is it. That is 15 degrees below normal, below that 30-year average. We even started the day cooler than normal. You haven't heard me say that in a while. 3 degrees below our normal low. Lots of folks seem to think that 72 is a perfect temperature. I had a lot of people saying, oh, this is awesome. Well, I hope you felt the same in Sells as well as Wilcox and Douglas. We were at 72 degrees, all those areas pretty close to it, and Safford at 74, 66 the high, Sierra Vista, 69 in the Nogales area. But when we take a look at those coast-to-coast temps, we're used to being one of the hottest spots in the nation. Not quite the case today. Big ridge of high pressure here causing those temperatures to soar. Some of these temperatures have now started to shift over because it's already midnight. It's the next day there, but we were actually in the 80s here in the Chicagoland area. Our nation's capital today, or earlier today, 91. It's already tomorrow there, though, as they've now moved into the midnight hour. But the basic point to take home here, really cool air across the west, really warm, unusually warm air in the Midwest. That had a lot to do with why we saw some of that wild weather in Oklahoma, some of those storms and tornadoes we were showing you earlier. Anytime you kind of get a clash of those two different air masses, you're going to have a little bit of friction. But some wildlife enjoying the spring-like temperatures in Colorado today. Look at this. Someone managed to capture this on video here. A moose on the loose. Actually just kind of taking a stroll through a neighborhood. That, by the way, is Breckenridge, and apparently a lot of folks were out enjoying the weather today. Taking you back to our maps, change is still in the air for us. I know a lot of people like the 70s, and we'll have those again tomorrow, 79. Enjoy it. I don't think we're going to see the 70s returning for a while, at least not as far as high temps are concerned. Maybe overnight lows, but Friday will be pretty close to normal. 87 is the norm. We're forecasting 89, then 97 for our Saturday, 101 for our Sunday, our first triple-digit day of the year. Enjoy the cooler air across Cochise County. Tomorrow, we're talking 71 in Bisbee, 76 for Douglas, 73 Sierra Vista, as well as in Sonoyta, 75 Nogales, but closer to 80 for Green Valley, as well as Marana, Ajo at 82. 80 in Sells, 76 for 3 Points, upper 70s in Safford, as well as Thatcher, Mammoth at 80, 77 in Vail, and the same in Benson. By the way, the moose like to go for a stroll. Dogs do too when it's this cool. Yeah, take Fido out tomorrow, or maybe even Buddy. Buddy, by the way, is available. He's at Pima Animal Care Center. Go there, take him for a walk. Maybe even take them home. 59 degrees when you're walking your dog tomorrow morning. And then at noon, 81, 68 come 8 o'clock in the evening with mostly clear skies. Here's your 7-day forecast now. We are going to warm to 100 this weekend. If we don't get there Saturday, we'll definitely be there Sunday, and then close to 100 all the way through the middle of the week. Pat, Stella?
All right, Aaron, it's not icy outside, but an ice age animal is making a comeback in Utah.
Can you imagine finding this?
No.
A family was working on a landscaping project when they just stumbled upon this skeleton. Paleontologists believe it's a type of ancient Shetland pony, but they still have questions about how it ended up in their backyard in Utah. Only the head is missing, and experts say the horse was covered quickly by soil because the bones are perfectly intact, and paleontologists believe it's been there for maybe 2 million years.
Very interesting.
Wow.
Jason Barr joins us now. Playoff hockey at the TCC. Boy, what fun it was tonight.
It figured to be a low-scoring game, and it was. First overtime game in Roadrunners playoff history. We'll have the game-winning goal and hear from who scored it. That's coming up next. Plus, new meaning to the term baseball diamond. We'll explain. Stay with us here on KGUN 9.
Now, KGUN 9 on your side sports with sports director Jason Barr.
Two hot goalies, the Roadrunners hosting Texas in Game 1 of the Pacific Division Finals. Tucson's Aiden Hill and the Stars' Mike McKenna coming off back-to-back shutouts at the Tucson Arena for head coach Mike Van Ryn and company. First period off a turnover. Texas's Colin Markison from point-blank range denied by Hill, and we stay scoreless. Let's go to the second period. Tucson on the power play. Mike Sislo shoots. It's stopped, but Michael Bunting is there to poke it home. Roadrunners take a 1-0 lead. Third period now, same score. Texas on the power play. They work it around, and Brian Flynn finally beats Aiden Hill. We are going to overtime. First goal against Hill in 3 games. In the extra session, Michael Bunting, the game winner. Roadrunners take it 2-1 in overtime to take a 1-0 series lead. Let's hear from Bunting moments ago at the TCC.
I got in our zone, had a little turnover there, hands made a good play, and I was going down with Peterson, and I was looking for a pass the whole way to PD, but he was a little behind in the detail cam, so I just had to shoot that, and it went in.
Game 2 is going to be on Friday night. NBA, the Suns are going to hire Igor Kokoskov as their new head coach. The Serbian-born Kokoskov, I should say, will be the first European-born coach in the league. He was an assistant for the Utah Jazz and is also a former Phoenix Suns assistant. Let's talk some baseball. Diamondback center fielder A.J. Pollock is named National League Player of the Month. He hit 9 home runs, already off to a good start in May as well. Tonight, taking on the Dodgers, former Saguaro High School star Alex Verdugo. Already with a double and a run scored in the first inning. Here he is in the 8th inning, and he does it again. Double to left. Saguaro, Verdugo that is, would later score to make it 2-0. Diamondbacks had a chance in the bottom of the 9th, down 2-1. Alex Avila up with a runner in scoring position, but Kenley Jansen gets him to fly out. Dodgers win it 2-1 over the D-backs tonight. All right, here's something we've never seen before. In the Braves' 7-0 win over the Mets, New York's Yoenis Cespedes slides into second base, and his necklace breaks. He's not happy about it because this just isn't any necklace. Diamonds and gems all over the field. This gives new meaning to the term baseball diamond.
Yeah.
Cespedes is known in part for his many necklaces. Teammate Asdrubal Cabrera had to pick them up in the next inning and try to get it back to him.
I hesitate saying anything bad about that. Maybe it's like a lucky charm. You know, you don't want to wear nice diamonds when you're playing,
but playing with thousands of dollars worth of jewelry on you as you're playing baseball.
Maybe it belonged to his mom or something. Who knows?
Wear it afterwards.
Okay. Thanks, Jason. A second day of law enforcement carrying a torch through southern Arizona.
Up next, what the agencies are doing when they aren't running to help support the Special Olympics. You're watching KGUN 9 on your side. More Arizona law enforcement agencies took up the torch to help rally support for the Special Olympics.
Today isn't the first day these agencies showed support. Leading up to the torch run, law enforcement around the world raised money to support Special Olympics. This morning, Tucson Police and Pima County Sheriffs carried the flame of hope around Tucson. Tomorrow, Florence, Pinal County, and Mesa PD will carry the torch.
Let's give you a look at the 7-day forecast. Enjoy the 70s again tomorrow because a big warm-up is on the way. We'll be close to normal Friday, kind of a transition day. And then we transition into summer, I guess. Upper 90s come Saturday. 101 on Sunday would make our first triple-digit day of the year.
Got to happen sooner or later.
Yeah, it sure does.
Aaron, thank you.
And thank you so much for joining us. And we hope you'll continue to follow our coverage as the budget talks in the House and Senate continue. And tune in at 4:30 for Good Morning Tucson with the very latest. It'll be a late night at the Capitol.
As a live look right now, lawmakers say they're going to be there all night. They want to pass the budget tonight. Good night.